Hello, everybody. This is King Harp. I'm back with you. As you know, I am a descendant of slavery, so I do live a subservient life. I'm pretty successful according to what I'm able to do, but as a descendant of slavery, I live a subservient life and I have to do things for my family, and I've taken time to rest. And I'm going to be here more often. I'm going to have more talks and more lectures. I like to ring the bell, and I'm going to have to ring the bell in a peculiar time that we're in. We are in a political war as a black people, as a descendant of slavery. And we understand that for the most part. So let's stop drawing pictures that something else is going on, because it's not. Let's understand that politics, it must be first in our lives, not just of now. We must normalize what everyone else in this country has normalized in order to be able to catapult themselves financially, successfully, and also health-wise, and a form of safety. Let me explain to you something. Reparations is the answer for us. We've come up with that answer. We've rung the bell on it. This is the rhetoric that we are shouting, because this is what the solution is according to our situation. We have been trapped in feudalism, and reparations is the answer. A government shaping that we are deserving, that is deserving to us as blood lineage, as a right. This is our nation. We built this nation, free labor. We are the apparatus of the United States wealth. We all know slavery is the apparatus of the United States wealth. And we have been gone uncorrected as a docile people according to society in the way which it exists truly as an American. So when the slaves were freed from slavery, they were truly never freed. Let's say that first. They were never given their constitutional rights by government. We never exchanged, our grandparents never exchanged with 40 acres and a mule and so much cash. That's what they know and understood as government it took to partake in this society as an American in order to protect yourself or even compete as a community, not to be exploited. But when slaves were turned free, they were freed as like a herd of cows, ready to be exploited again by vultures who would own them because they had nothing to live on. They were just roaming, looking to be exploited or even go back to slavery or sharecropping or something of that nature, to work another 100 years and to be exploited and to be used and to be killed and to be raped. We gave our very bodies, our very babies, our very family members, our pain, our blood, our death to this nation as an apparatus of wealth. And we are the only group in this society that has not been corrected. Government has denied the things that our Constitution say we should have. That is against the law. We understand that as a woke people, the new voices of black media, we understand that. And we cannot worry about police reform when we know police have to answer to internal affairs and everyone answers to judges and mayors. We have to correct ourselves politically. You see, when we were never corrected politically in order to compete with society, we were exploited in such a way that even a rich black person is not considered wealthy. Simply because you as a descendant of slavery, even as a rich person that's overskilled as a black person or a descendant of slavery, you're not considered wealthy or free either, because your community do not reflect the type of wealth that you're exchanging among. You don't have a reflection of that in terms of community. So you're against the vultures. You are against an arena of people who have what you got 400 times more. You don't have we're not able to exchange, and we don't have the things accessible to us comfortably in terms of what America really offers groups who have reparation and government incentives. White people got reparations when they lost slaves. Okay? Other people, the Jews, receive reparations from the Holocaust to be protected. They're making themselves lawyers and doctors and owning things and running the media. They are up there exchanging in business camaraderie and being in camaraderie with the supreme being, with the supreme powers that be, that never exchange legally by government right to the people who are connected to this situation by blood lineage. And that is me and my ancestors first. Well, we are the seed of those people which were never corrected, didn't have the right to learn, read, or anything. That's like a child and an adult. A child, adult has more, they're more advanced than children. They have more power. So the slaves were like children in the society. They didn't have any rights, and they were not given the things that they were supposed to be given by government. And therefore, we're the children of those people. And therefore, they were never corrected, and we're going to now normalize a way of life without correction. And we've done pretty good up until the war on drugs, which this is where Joe Biden comes in, who wrote up the crime bill also. It wasn't considered a community crisis or a medical crisis or a social crisis. It was considered the war on drugs by Joe Biden's words, whom trying to be your president right now, whom you're retweeting and reposting on Facebook. And some of you calling him Uncle Joe. He's not my uncle. He is not my uncle. I guess you're going to start calling Kamala Harris auntie. And she partook in the constituent. They have constituents of the powers that be. The people who are anchored in power in this country that never exchanged upon us our rights. That were slave owners and people who anchored in that power. Well, Kamala Harris is a constituent. Her parents were constituents to that. They came here to live the American dream, which she accessed as a child. And she has in terms of your demise as a descendant of slavery. And this is why she locked up an uncounted number of black people as attorney general in her city, in California, in her state, as attorney general, to let the society know that she was on code as a constituent with white power against the descendants of slavery, who were never corrected. Now, this is the United States government fault. They owe us $20 trillion in reparations, and that is for our protection. That is for our communities. That is for our good health. When you're not corrected and you don't have any protection, it doesn't tell government, lead these people along. They're not to be correct. They're to be corrected. We're going to make them empire. We're going to give them a brand. They're going to go to banks. They're going to have banks partnership with their ideas of business because they have a reparation package. That states that you're important by something bigger than police. That's the government saying something. And the police will not harm you in terms of not harming money or property. And this is what we have not become. And government, in ways which we should have, in the anchor of government. So we don't need to do police reform. And voted for Joe Biden, who wrote up the crime bill to send an uncountable number of black men and women to prison historically. And now smiling on platforms, ready to be your president and your CEO as a Democrat. And we are the most we're the most anchored people in this society. We are natives to this country. We're not really Africans. We've been here too long, 400 years. We have been shaped in a people and trapped in a feudalism, now in business. We gave our very bodies, being hung, being dead, used our momentum, our inventions, anything that they can use to catapult into wealth in this society. And we have become the first world nation off the backs of black people, off the backs of slaves and slave descendants, because we have not been corrected simply because they have not corrected us. And this is who Kamala Harris had partaked in terms of constituency as a child. And we know East Indians own gas stations everywhere, bought into Kroger, Mexicans in the agriculture while we were going up the prison pipeline. So cut the check.